This is the Headless Headhunter, and I am reviewing, I don't know why I'm talking like this, a data analyst. I am still talking like that. So what we're going to be looking for in a data analyst is SQL, Python, data visualization, user behavior, Tableau, Power BI, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint and Word. Yes, you heard me right. Excel, PowerPoint and Word. There was a job that was paying, well, it wasn't paying a ton, but it was in market value with the rest of the data analysts, and they required those on the resume, so please put them in. Some of them are also going to require Kubernetes and cloud. So along with, you know, explaining complex topics to people that are not technical. That's a huge one that's across a lot of places in tech. So let's see if we can find those. I don't know why I'm looking over there. Those in here. So we have passionate data analyst. No passionate. No one says they're an unpassionate bore of a XYZ that wants to work. Just don't use adjectives. I know people want you to flower your language with this, but make it basic, make it basic. So, data analyst, ability, smart data, financial experience, excels in. Nope, I don't see anything here. Leveraging, there we go. I know it's going to be a bad resume when I see leveraging, but I will still view it as if not. So this review has a 1 on the leveraging counter. Stop using the word leverage. Nobody uses it in normal speak unless you are talking about negotiations or some kind of finance banking thing. But also you can completely delete all of this. Also, this can be deleted. Jira wasn't one. Git, maybe. Flask and Python, okay, but it doesn't do anything because it's just here floating in the void. I need this here. Python developer. Developed financial applications using Python and SQL. Those are good. Nope, that's good. Enhancing data processing accuracy and reducing application processing times by 30%. Improving operational efficiency and cloud satisfaction. It's okay. I don't know if you really need that. I think you could honestly leave this vaguer. Like, this doesn't have to be a crazy, brag. You can just say, develop financial applications using Python and SQL along with X and Y, which enhanced our data processing and accuracy, which reduced our processing times. That's fine. Not everything needs to do that. Led agile-based project enhancements. Okay, agile can be one. Implementing auditing test frameworks. So here's the thing. This is reading not like a data analyst and more like some kind of software engineer, which I know there's definitely overlap, but yeah, financial data through the SQL, that's good. Queries, this is scalable. Okay, so here's the thing. I have SQL, that's good. I have Python, that's good. Agile, okay, that's solid. I forgot to mention, so you caught me there, but where's the data visualization? Where's the Tableau? Where's the Power BI? Where's the Excel, the PowerPoint, the Word, the Kubernetes, the cloud? I'm missing the rest of it. This just reads with Python and SQL. And right now is you have all this, and I've only found 2 things that I'm looking for. 2.5 if they're looking for Agile. So SQL, Python, Agile. Python leading to a 20% in software defects. I don't care if there's a 20% reduction in software defects. Versus in Git. Git can be one. So yeah, I don't think I can move forward with this. And it looks accurate because you've applied to about 100 jobs and you've only gotten 1 interview. So you really need the rest of these keywords. The IT market is brutal right now, and you can't just, go with this. Truthfully, this would be an okay for maybe a back end, but you'd probably need more cloud. But I need more stuff. I need Excel. I also didn't list anything else. I need the rest of this. These are the keywords. These are what's going to get you a job. I cannot just have SQL and Python and Agile, which good for you. You did do it, and they are written in ways that are understood, but I cannot move forward with this. So, also, why do you have this if you've only been there for a month? Some of the biggest red flags you can have is job hopping, and being at a singular job for a month is going to be one of them. Unless you were an intern, you should not have any job that you have only been at for 3 or less months. Truthfully, 4 or 5 is probably better to put, but unless you're intern. Internships are the exception because, they're expecting that you're only going to be there for a couple of months. So, yeah, I don't know why this is even here. This could probably be safely deleted. Yeah, also you're doing in between. That's just confusing. And then compliance business analysts. Here we go. Here's Excel. Yeah, so please redo this, delete this, just delete this whole section, then delete this little experience part right here, and then put those keywords in. Start making that more keyword based, because I don't think you're going to move forward with it. That's why you've probably only got 100 to 1. So I'm not trying to be mean. I just want to make sure that you get interviews. So anyway, we're going to move on to the next resume. We have a resume of a senior data analyst. So the last one was a data analyst. This one's a more senior position. Keywords aren't really going to change. Maybe you want a little bit more leadership, depending on if you're going to like a lead data analyst versus like a more hands-on senior. But you know, it's really going to depend on what kind of job you want. So still SQL, Python, R, data. And this person actually has an okay ratio. They have a 58 to 1, but I will be honest, I don't know if that is enough of a sample size to make a real decision. So I'm going to be judging it. And I also cannot move the resume because they put all their information on here and I'm not going to show it. So the first page is what we have to deal with. And I cannot click on it. So please scrub your personal information up at the top. I don't need to see all that. I don't need to know your address, nor does anybody else or phone number. Just make sure that is scrubbed before you send the resume to me. I will be doing my best to keep it not out in the open, but you know, mistakes can happen and I don't want that to happen. So let's dive right in. Data-driven professional with expertise in machine learning, data engineering, business intelligence. Skilled in design, scalable data platforms, ETL pipelines. Actually, that is one that might be a keyword for this. Architecture, big data, Python, SQL, Tableau. There we go. Good. I shouldn't have to go halfway through that. Data, Spark, Hadoop. I mean, they got most of the keywords right, but I don't know if that's needed. Like, really, you don't need a summary. Most people do not need a summary. A summary is for if something is critically wrong with your resume. If you were a senior data analyst and you were transferring to be a fighter pilot, which I don't know how to make a resume for, then you would need a summary that says, you know, senior data analyst moving into fighter piloting. I don't know. I'm sure somebody who is in the military can correct me about how that works, which actually would be kind of interested to know. I know not anything about military recruiting, at least on the internal side. So, and then you have the skills, which are correct. I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of this because it's so many lines, but I will give you points for at least getting the correct ones. So then we go to the actual experience, which again, I have to go almost halfway through this resume to get to that. The bullet points are what you want. The bullet points are your main course. So optimized transaction monitoring using Python machine learning algorithms, good. Reducing false negatives by 30%. The implementation of predictive models. That predictive models is something that can be there. And anomaly detection techniques is not. Developed automated dashboards. Boom, dashboards is good. And reporting system with SQL and Tableau. Streamlining data visualization. Perfect reporting workflows resulting in a 15% reduction in reporting time. That's fine. I don't think it needs all the percentages, but I'm just going this and like, I don't know why you needed all those things at the top. Your bullet points are actually solid. Like, truthfully, I think most of the issue is recruiters get lost before they get to your bullet points, and you put too many of them in the skills section. But, like, in your actual bullet points, these are solid. I mean, I want a little bit more of Excel and, you know, maybe a little bit more of, like, cloud. But overall, these are actually solid bullet points, and it's kind of like you're hiding the good thing, right? You're burying the lead. I don't know if people know what that means, but it's a news thing where essentially you have incredibly exciting news and something incredibly amazing, and then you tell somebody something boring beforehand. As an example, it would be like, oh my God, do you hear what happened to me? And like, no, what? Like, I went to the grocery store, and like, okay. And at the grocery store, I got apples, and you're like, okay. And then you're like, oh, but guess what? At the grocery store, I did a sick kickflip and made $1 million. Like, that's, you lead with that. Your bullet points are good. I don't know why you're not leading with them. Like, they need a little bit more, but yeah, you have too many percentage points, truthfully. I mean, like, you know, you just need to tell us what you did. You don't always need to say accuracy by 15%. But overall, I can definitely see if a recruiter is getting through the first half of your resume, I can see them definitely moving forward with you. You've also worked at a solid place. So, truthfully, I think you're really just hurting your own chances by having the giant summary at the top. And I don't even know where the education is, but you know, I can't go down because I don't want to dox you. So that's my review for this one, and now we're going to go to the next resume. This is a resume of a IT director / manager. And honestly, their ratio is very solid. They've got 100 applications and 4 interviews. So that's really good. I don't know if we really want to change a lot, and I'm expecting to see a lot of good things in here. So, because, typically 25 to 50 to 1 is a solid ratio, although admittedly the frequency of jobs of IT manager and directors, especially on the director level, are going to be less. So let's see if maybe we can't find a little bit of things to nitpick to give yourself even a better ratio. So what we're going to be looking for, and this is going to be the tough one, is it's going to vary a lot. So this is IT. So the words we're going to look for is basically anything that is coding for like an IT department. So in this case, it could be IT, cybersecurity, cloud, DevOps, security in general, maybe QA, although I haven't seen a lot of those. Basically, it needs to show that you have handled a multifaceted part of IT in all of its formats, because what the companies are going to want is different. Some may want somebody with like A/B testing, which I saw. Others want somebody more on the cloud or cybersecurity. So it's going to vary a bit. So we need to make sure we have a bit of all. The next is the word SaaS. SaaS is great. They're going to like that. A lot of products are SaaS, which is software as a service. And then the next part, which is going to vary again, this is probably going to be a very long review, is hands-on versus hands-off. So this is going to apply more so for the manager than director level, but there is a very deep divide in what companies want on a hands-on manager or leader, where you go to the front and you are digging in with your hands and fixing things, and you are there in with everybody else, versus hands-off, which neither one is better than the other, and companies usually need both. So hands-on is going to be a little bit more on the technical side about how you solved a technical problem by maybe training or delivering or solving it yourself, while hands-off is going to be more about hiring, firing. If you're looking for any hands-off manager position, hiring, firing, performance reviews are going to be your keywords. Those are 100% your keywords. So this is going to depend on which one it's going to go. And then the third one is critically important, which is conveying complex technical concepts to non-technical stakeholders. And as a manager, how you led, how you solved problems. So with all of that, that might be the longest qualifications I've ever done. Let's dig into this, which I assume is going to be a pretty solid resume. So first off, I'm not a huge fan of skill sections, but this, I think, can be one of the exceptions, because you are looking for a higher level IT manager or director. You don't need to necessarily showcase that you have built an AWS system from the ground up, assuming that's even how that works, but you do need to show that you have worked on it. So I would prefer these to sort of be in the bullet points, but I can also say, like, I can see why this is not going to hurt you as much compared to other people. Truthfully, I think it is too large, and they may miss something critical. They may miss AWS, which should probably be over here. Agile is good that it's second, and Android, iOS, and Windows Mac should probably be up front here. I think it's more the ordering of that, so maybe shrink that down and make it clearer to read. The next one is the first bullet point. So especially, I think, for an IT manager and director, you need to describe what you did overall. Because, again, this is where it differentiates between leading from the front and leading from the back. So the first one is saved 25% in annual SaaS expenditures by orchestrating a comprehensive optimization initiative, scrutinizing licensing agreements, negotiating favorable terms, and aligning IT needs. So that is a very good bullet point. I don't know if it should be your first one. It should probably be your second one. I would prefer a summary sentence. And in this case, what you can do is, for a hands-off, what you can say something like, was in charge of an IT department of X, where I hired, fired, and gave performance reviews, along with negotiating, and was in charge of X and Y. Just a very, very brief summary of what you did, because this doesn't tell me how many people. That department that you were the IT director on could be 2 people, right? Companies have different things. I need to know. Did you do the hiring? Did you do the firing? Did you coach? Did you train? So those are going to be important in the summary sentence, and for at least a hands-off manager. For a hands-on manager, you want more like led a team of 3 where we took down complex coding problems, da-da-da. So the second bullet, this I think is a good bullet point though. And this is the case where percentages are easy, because This makes sense to a layman. You save 20% in annual expenditures by doing X and Y. So this bullet point alone is phenomenal. Spearheaded performance monitoring, technical documentation, alert fatigue, and overhaul team performance via agile training, agile project management, and technical roadmaps to improve client retention and revenue growth. I think that's solid. I don't know if you need to use Spearhead. I think you could just say like lead performance monitoring, right? It's a little simpler, but you also use lead later. So lead process automation strategy to implement alerts, monitoring reporting systems, solution health endpoints to missing SL compliance. So here's also what I'm missing a little bit is what was this tech stack? You don't have to go into crazy detail considering this, but like what kind of tech stack was this? What kind of thing? All I know is it's a SaaS expenditure, right? No, in fact, it was SaaS expenditure that you stopped. Like, I don't know what your company is. And that's pretty important because a lot of these managers level director, they want to know that you've done it in a similar environment. Have you worked cross-functionally? As the IT director, did you work with marketing to get a plan off the ground? So that's sort of what I'm missing. I don't think these are bad bullet points, and I can definitely see where you're going forward. But I think it needs, like I said, a very quick summary, just where you worked cross-functionally, you led the X amount, just to give a broad idea of what it is. Because I don't know... I know you led training. I know you reduced SaaS expenditure, but I don't know how many people you managed. I don't know how many people you were in charge of. I don't even know the product it was. I don't know what DMIMPT is. Okay, I can't pronounce that, but that's separate. So, also, I do like how you did this. This is very clear and concise. Even though there are two, it shows where you were doing it and what you were doing it. So, streamline IT onboard experience to a common headward. Yeah, like, here's the thing. I don't know what you do. And a hiring manager I may bring this to a hiring manager and say, hey, they have the skills. And then the manager says, well, that's cool, but they worked in a department of 2 people. Like, there's only 2 people. So, I've spent a lot more time on this than a normal recruiter would. I don't think it's bad. I think the fact that you've gotten 100 to 4 is solid, but the amount of these roles out there are very small, so I want to give you an increased chance of how to do that. This may be a case where you need to come onto the channel with me and work on some of the bullet points. So, yeah. So I'm also not a fan of the blue, but I don't even know what you do. Right here it is. Evaluated, hired, mentored, promoted, and modeled career paths. So this should be hired, fired, and performance reviews are going to be the key one. Promoted is fine, and this is also fine. But like, I don't know what you do. I don't know I don't know if you work cross-functional. I don't know if you how many people are under you. Is it 3 managers that manage 1 person? Is it 3 managers that manage 500 people? Or is it just 2 other people with you? So I need to know more, because that's going to very much... I know recruiters and managers are going to come back to access. So I can definitely see this moving forward, but I want to give you the best chance. So that is my review of this. Mostly a yes, but those little nitpicks that we can go on, and this is probably the longest review I've ever done. So as most recruiters are only going to spend like 15-30 seconds. So, all right, let's move on to the final resume for this video. For our final resume of this video, but not the stream. I'm still going to be streaming after this to help people with their jobs, so stop on by. There's how to do it. We have got okay, they actually said AI ML Ops engineer / data science engineer. So for this case, we're kind of going to be looking for both, but really I like it if people solidify what they want, because they may have slightly different keywords between them. So what we're going to be looking for is Python, C, and C++, along with AI and ML, and basically anything along that line. So LLM, NLP, etc., etc. TensorFlow and PyTorch, and probably a couple of others, maybe Kubernetes, but yeah. Then Cloud, DevOps, Agile, and SQL. These are going to be our biggest ones. These are the ones I want to see peppered throughout the resume in an easy-to-read format. As a bonus, which a couple of them had, but not all of them, Tableau or anything involving similar visualization, along with, again, explaining complex topics to non-technical people and stakeholders. That will get you farther than almost anything else, is the ability to do that. So let's begin. They have applied to about 100 jobs and not gotten an interview, which is not a good ratio. Even though IT and tech is bad, we still want to get at least a minimum of a 75 application to 1 interview. Ideally, it's 50. So, dedicated AI and ML ops engineer blending expertise in data science, data engineering, cybersecurity with a foundation in DevOps methodologies. Okay. With over 2 years experience as a data engineer scientist. Okay, but like, so this is why I don't like this. First off, I don't like giant. I don't like summaries in general, which I've covered in this video, but here's why it's also not great is, and you also need to make your resume very specific, is a company that is looking for an AI MLOps engineer may not be looking for, say, a data scientist. There is a lot of overlap probably, but like some companies want very, very specific ones. And it's important to do that. So if a company is looking for AI ML primarily over like a data scientist, you also don't know how many years experience you have with each. So my cross-disciplinary proficiency baked by 5 private. This whole thing can get deleted. Whole thing can get deleted, bro. Computing. So why do you have this and then this? Okay, I don't like the last video to be me being mean. I don't like being mean. I just want to be honest. So, and operating system, Max Linux, Python. I mean, look, there's so much here. If a recruiter, right, if a recruiter or even a hiring manager is going to look for somebody with strong Python that is used cloud and agile, it's highly likely they can't find it in here. I saw cloud somewhere in here, and now I can't find it anymore. Here, SQL, all the way over here. Python is solid, but where is the cloud? I know I saw it, but now I can't even find it. So this all needs to be deleted. This honestly, this is why you're not getting any jobs. Your entire first page is unnecessary. I slammed the desk by accident. So this is where we're actually caring about. Develop Python scripts to extract data from APIs, load into databases, automate tasks, and build machine learning models with skit-learn to predict outcomes, reducing... This isn't terrible. This is not bad. Why do I have to scroll all the way down here to get to this? I would have preferred a little bit more of the tech stack and maybe a little less percentages, but overall, this is a solid amount. This is okay, but this also is a little bit more that I'm looking for on the back-end side rather than, you know, ML data scientist stuff, because remember, these are going to be the keywords right here. This is the only thing I really give a darn about. Employed pandas. I know that means something, but that makes me giggle. Employed pandas to eat a lot of bamboo. For data analysts, this is fine. Manipulating visualization. See, this is good. This one is solid on a data set with up to 5 million rows. Okay, cool. Do not double your bullet points, though. This should be one sentence. One sentence. It could be a long sentence. It could be a run-on sentence. It could be a 3-4 line sentence, but it needs to be one sentence. AI, I mean, I'm missing a little bit about, like, cloud, and I'm missing a little bit about SQL, but these are all okay. CI/CD. Okay, no, this is too much. Yeah, look, you need to, like, your bullet points are actually, you would get so many more interviews if you literally just deleted all of this. Like, okay, so education-wise, this is also fine. You should probably put the education up top, though. A lot of them want the education. So switch the education up top. Just delete this entire thing, and you will get more from this, although I want more of the keywords. So that's about all there is for this video that I can do. But, like, no one is going to read all the way down here. Your bullet points are the main course of your resume. They need to be upfront and center and clear. And it needs to be under each job. So what under this in the description, there's my website. Go to my website, please, for the love of all that is holy, look at the template of how to format your resume, and please do that. Also, you do not need this much for this job. I'm sorry. If you've only been there for 2.5 years, maybe 7 to 8 bullet points. You should have a minimum of 3 for each job, but maybe 7 or 8. So it's so much is off with this, and it's primarily just a formatting, and all of this is not how we do it. So please resubmit it, and I will re-review it. But right now, no one's going to go all the way down here. And if they do, they may see AI, and then that's all they're going to see. So what's going to happen, they're going to look at this and go, oh, cool. Okay, AI, where is it? I don't see it, 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 I see it. Okay, here. I don't see anything else, reject. That's what's going to happen. Make it clear, make it concise. Pretend you're writing your resume to the person that you talk to and that you say, oh, yeah, I'm in, I got a degree in computer science. They say, oh, can you help me turn on my monitor? That's who you need to write your resume for. So yeah, I cannot move forward with this Like, I wouldn't be able to. I don't have the time to dig deep. So please resubmit. That's the end for this video, but not the stream. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. And I will see you on next time while the stream will continue to help people. So